But I'm standing up there talking, I'm standing up there, I'm at the top of the stairs with my back to the stairs. And that's when Johnny runs up the stairs. And again, I'm facing Amber. He comes up behind me, strikes me in the back, kind of just somewhere over here. He strikes me in the back. I hear Amber shout, "Don't hit my sister." She smacks him, lands one.
Amber Heard has introduced a lot of witnesses in court, and while these witnesses are expected to help her win the case, her witnesses most often than not fall short of doing that. However, Whitney Heard is one of the few witnesses for Amber who gave a very solid testimony on her behalf. But a body language expert thinks otherwise. To prove this point, he even made a very detailed explanation about how Whitney Heard's body language actually tells a whole different story from what she was testifying about, and that Amber's sister is actually lying. So, how did this expert prove that Whitney was lying? And what gave her away? Let's find out. Whitney Heard is one of the key witnesses in the Depp versus Heard defamation, and she did a pretty good job while on the witness stand. Many are even saying her testimony really affected Johnny's chance of winning, but Isis and Ricky Rose's. A body language expert didn't believe a thing about her narration of what really happened during the very controversial staircase incident. To refresh your memory, Whitney took the stand in order to tell her side of the story. Amber previously testified that Johnny tried hitting her sister and that she was left with no choice but to fight back to protect her sibling. Whitney was expected to elaborate on that point. However, it seems like she went a little too enthusiastic about her storytelling that she ended up creating a whole new scenario about what really happened. Let's listen to Whitney's description, but before that, I would suggest that you follow her narration and picture the scene in your head to have a better grasp of it.
Comes up behind me, strikes me in the back, kind of just somewhere over here. He strikes me in the back. I hear Amber shout, "Don't hit my sister." She smacks him, lands one. And then he grabs, at that point, that's when Travis runs up the stairs after Amber landed one. But by that time, Johnny had already grabbed Amber by the hair with one hand and was whacking her repeatedly in the face with the other as I was standing there. Travis pulls them apart. I get Amber into mine. I close the doors behind me and lock them.
Okay, keep that picture in your head, and now let's listen to how Amber described the incident.
Johnny comes into penthouse 4, grabs me. I don't know why. I don't know what he was doing, but at one moment I'm aware that my sister's somewhere nearby, and I thought about that. I just remember thinking about that, and he, I remember getting kind of free from Johnny, and he left, or he walked out of the room.
When you say free from Johnny, what, if any, connection did you have, the physical connection before that?
Well, I mean, I'm, trying to stand up for myself, and Johnny would, at that stage in our relationship, he would just throw me, shove me, hit me in the face. I mean, it was just like, all I could do is just try to fight back, or try to not get more hurt than...
It's pretty obvious that the sisters have different recollections of what happened, but we can give them the benefit of the doubt and blame their faulty memories for the inaccuracy. However, they shouldn't be saying things they aren't sure of in open court. Don't they know they can be held for perjury? Whitney's body language also got scrutinized, and this is when the expert claims that Whitney's testimony is in fact scripted and rehearsed. The body language expert pointed out that Whitney answered almost instantly when asked to recall something that happened years ago. Saying more about this, the expert clarified that this is not the natural reaction you get from someone who is thinking about an incident from the past. She should take a pause as she recalls, or else it's pretty much a made-up story on the spot. The body language expert continues his claims by shifting the focus to Amber's lawyer, Elaine, who was seen nodding her head while Whitney told her story. The body language expert shared that this is exactly what a person would do when she sees someone doing what they are directed to do. Going back, the body language expert also pointed out how physically impossible it was for Amber's story to be true. In her testimony, Heard mentioned how Whitney was in between her and Johnny, and while nothing is impossible with that, her next statement saying that her sister was also dangerously close to falling off the stairs didn't make sense at all. Also, look at how Amber narrated the story.
She just threw herself, like, in the line of fire or whatever. She just all of a sudden was there and was trying to get Johnny to stop.
Take note of the hands and arms. It's also important to take into consideration the words she uses. While she mentioned that Whitney was trying to stop Johnny, she didn't go into so much detail about the alleged aggression Johnny was doing that time. Rather, she focuses on the negative, saying that she was fighting with her ex-husband during that time and that all she wanted was to protect her younger sister. Meanwhile, Johnny Depp's body language was also discussed. The body language expert explained that Depp acted pretty calm throughout Whitney's testimony but visibly raised his eyebrows when Amber's sister recounted the alleged physical abuse she suffered from Johnny's hand. The expert elaborated that this is a sign that Johnny was surprised, which means he didn't expect to hear that story. This ultimately pointed out that Depp didn't expect the story mainly because it didn't happen and that he was shocked to hear a make-up story from people he used to respect and adore. Well, whatever their body language are suggesting, I hope that the judge was able to catch up with their demeanor in court. How about you? Do you think Whitney's body language gave her away, and did the sister really lie about their claims against Depp? Let us know in the comments below.